PL-89. It is Eliezer o'clock Pacific Standard Time and 3:21 Pacific Standard Time, or 3:21 minus 3. Eliezer is 3:18, so you could say it's Eliezer o'clock. That's the spirit of Gematriona. Gematriona is that every minute that passes, another Gematria comes into view. So if I'm at 3:18 p.m., I'm at Eliezer p.m. But it's also referred to as 3:21 and minus 3. Now this video will be documented as 3:21 because it's 3:21 right now. No, it's not 3:21. It's 3:21 minus 3 and minus 2. It just turned 3:19. Why is that done? Because the idea is to streamline all numbers and all time into a systematic thought. So a calendar can function as a clock, can function as a reminder, as an update. It's all the same thing. A calendar and a clock, it's all just a thought process, basically, that is expressed in numbers. So today is the 6th day of Tevis, the 6th day of January as well, 5785 and 2025, and we're on box number 1, according to the PL-89 calendar. And Daf Yomi is a big part of it, but there are connections between Daf Yomi and the Geula and Chabad. One of them very clearly is that 1923 is the year of the incorporation of the parent organization of Chabad called Agudas Chasidei Chabad. They called it Aguch. That's no joke. I'm not joking. It's actually what it's called, Aguch, but it stands for Agudas Chasidei Chabad, which was incorporated by someone who was very close, very fond of, very close follower of the Lubavitcher Rebbe, the previous one, and he asked his permission to incorporate Chabad in America, and so he did that. And so when the Rebbe came to America in 1941, then it was already up. It was already set to. The corporation was set up already. But the reason why I bring that in is that it was incorporated in 1923, and so did the Daf Yomi start in 1923. So that's a connection between Daf Yomi and Chabad. And why that's even coming to play now is that the 5th day of Tevis on the PL-89 calendar is in a row of digits that spell out 1923. The calendar says 32, 1, and 9. But those digits spell out 1923, and the rule in the now it's 3:21, by the way, and also 3:21 is also here. 3:21 p.m. and 3:21 on the calendar. 32, 1, 9, 1923, 3:21 p.m. See, it's all getting streamlined. Now, what I really intended to do was none of that, but or maybe. Like that can be included in every video, but any information that comes is always recycled and repeated over and over again, so that it'll be just really ingrained. But the idea was that Hey Tevet, the 5th day of Tevet, was when the Chabad won a case over their books. They got to keep their library, and someone had taken the most valuable, precious writings of the various Chabad Rebbes, and they were selling it for like thousands of dollars for each manuscript. And they were like, I don't know if this is true or not, but they were taking manuscripts, maybe breaking it in half and selling it for double whatever because they knew it was valuable. So it's not theirs; it doesn't belong to them. But they claimed that they had some right to it. But in the end of the day, the court ruled in favor of Chabad. So in the bigger picture, if you want to take something from that, you can take the idea that Didan Notzach, we will be victorious, means that the light wins. the light, and knowledge is light in a way. You can see the books, and what is right will win in the end. What is light will win in the end. And their particular light was the books of Chabad, and they won. That was right. That was what was rightfully theirs. But that was parallel to something else that happened in 1923, when the very last country to adopt the Gregorian calendar, Greece, had adopted the Gregorian calendar after much fighting, and some monks didn't even want to accept it then. But that very same year, 1923, when Greece had finally given up, I guess thrown in the towel, maybe other countries were pressuring to do that, maybe it was, I don't know, to be honest with you, I don't know how much better the Julian calendar is. But I do keep track of the Julian calendar, so in case someone needs to reference it, but very few people know about it or care about it. But there is something else that happened that will replace that. And this is just a total hypothesis, total theory, is that in the year that Greece finally acquiesced and adopted the Gregorian calendar was the year that Daf Yomi started. And Daf Yomi is itself a form of calendar. It's a form of, I had my own terminology for it. I called it a time capsule. It holds time because it's extremely predictable in that it's 7.5 year cycles. It's like the Shemitah plus a half a year. And there must be something for that half a year that is useful. It's like a Shemitah cycle plus a half a year into the new cycle. And I'm not sure of the parallels to the actual Shemitah cycles. I mean, it could be, but the point is, it's that amount of time. And you can actually look on the calendar dates, and there was also a dispute within the Vilna Shas about certain Masechtas, how to the pagination to put the pages to, and I think there was a dispute, and the way we have it now was obviously what won out. And that also makes it so that we are learning Daf 20 of Sanhedrin on the 6th day of Teves in 5785, and that number 20 needs to happen today. Because if that pagination, if the wrong side won, then we wouldn't be learning 20 today. Okay, and if we weren't learning 20 today, a mass collective would not be thinking the number 20. What's so good about mass amount of people thinking of the number 20? All the people that learned Daf Yomi today are thinking the number 20 because they're all seeing Chaf Sanhedrin. That's what they're seeing, right? Right. So what do I do with that? What do we do with that? What is anyone who is interested in the PL-89 thought calendar, aka Mercury calendar, going to do with that? Well, here's an offering for what can be done with that. There's one word that can be associated with the PL-89 thought calendar, and that would be the word reconciliation. To reconcile. It reconciles, I mean, theoretically, I haven't done all the proofs, but it reconciles Sephardim and Ashkenazim, and it reconciles anything, basically. Beis Shammai, Beis Hillel, any duality, the PL-89 will make it into unity, because the word 89 has that English numerical value of unity. Unity equals 89. So that's one of the reasons what it is, and so there's always the aspects. I don't want to lose where I'm going, because last time I went on this tirade, this whole thing, and then I completely, I don't know if tirade is the right word, but anyway, the point is today is 1, right? That's why we started at 321, because 321 is a direct descendant of 1. Why? Because the rule of the PL-89 thought calendar is that in order to move up, these 40 elements are the 40 numbers from 1 to 40. From the numbers of 1 to 40, you can get every other number that exists ad infinitum by adding 40. So, for example, 1 is 41, is 81, is 121, is 161, is 201, is 241, is 281, is 321. That's why this video is 321. But that's the same as if I said 1041. So if it's 10:41 at night, it's the same thing as if I said 3:21 in the afternoon. It's a plumb line that holds all the thoughts in one, measures all the thoughts in one line of thought. I don't know if plumb line is the right word, but I call it plumb line. And today, in box number 1, not square number 1, it's square number 66. Because the squares are counted from left to right, like English. And there's another way of counting from right to left, like Hebrew. But in this PL-89, it goes like from left to right. And so if you count from the top all the way up until box number 1, the second box number 1, first one is here. The second box number 1 is here. You'll come to 66, which corresponds to the 66th day of a Mercury revolution. A Mercury revolution is about 90 days. Well, it's actually about 88 days, but 88 is about 90. And that's why it's called the Mercury calendar. It's called the Mercury calendar because it goes based upon what the published data says. Mercury orbits the sun in 87 point, I should get the exact number, point something, long number. So basically 88 Earth days, of 24-hour days. So 88 of those it takes for, supposedly, Mercury. But even if we come out in the future and we find out that that's not even true, it doesn't matter because I'm using that as a widget. It's just a placeholder. It's just saying that they published that. But you could have, Mercury could not even exist. And I just said it's 88 days. And they all said it was 88 days. So it's foolproof. It's not, it's going to be right no matter what. Because Mercury is just me saying 88 days. But it'd be great to verify it though. You know, they have satellites and all that, but you know, so many things come out that. So anyway, the point is that, and if it's true, you know, it's all the better, you know. But let's, according to PL-89 Thought Calendar, we are on box number 1. And what Daf Yomi is it? I'm sure you remember since I said it not too long ago. It's Daf 20 of Sanhedrin. So how do you reconcile 20 Sanhedrin to 1 of the PL-89 Thought Calendar? In this case, it fits into a perfect space because it's called a +7. A +7 is basically in 8 days. 8 days is called a +7 because 1 + 7 is 8. So if I say a +7, what I said was 8 and 28. That's a +7. And the whole holiday of Hanukkah is a +7. It's a +7 because it's 1 + 7. So its nickname is +7. What? 1. 1 + 7 is 8. So that means that all of these so-called weeks, 8 and 28, are considered +7s. But not only 8 and 28 are +7s, 17 and 36 are +7s. Why? Because 17 plus 1 is 25, plus 2 is 34, plus 3 is 2, plus 4 is 11, plus 5 is 19, plus 6 is 28, plus 7 is 36. That's why 17 plus 7 is 36. And these numbers that I just said are numbers that are based on the rules of the PL-89, which, to be very simple, is just 8 plus 9. So 8 plus 9 is 17. So it goes, this is how it goes, 8, 17, 30, 25, 34. Not 42 like you might think, because it cuts off at 40. So 40 resets it. Okay, so it's 8, 17, 25, 34, 2, 11, 19, 28, etc. So, bringing us back to today, what's very interesting is that today's daf is daf 20. But those who know the Talmud, the Bavli, know that daf 20 is not really 20 dafim. It's really 19 dafim because the Bavli starts off at page 2, at page Bet. And that's a whole other question, why Yerushalmi starts on page Aleph. But that will be for a different time. But today is 1, and what's the next box over? Look, 19. So this is 19. That would describe how many daf are actually daf 20. But what's this number down here? This is 20. And what is 20? What relationship is 20 to 1? It's a plus 7. See? 1 is 0. So see, 1 plus 1 is 9 is 1. 18 is 2. 26 is 3. 35 is 4. 3 is 5. 12 is 6. And 20 is 7. So it's 1 plus 7. So 1 plus 7 is 20. That means that today is a plus 7 reality relationship to 20, which is the number daf of the daf yomi, but the one next to it, you might see a plus 1, you could call it a plus 1, is the amount of actual daf. It works out really well today. It might not work out that well every single day, but today it worked out very well.